Answering candidate questions. Candidates will interview you too. Candidates are more aware of companies and their working environments than they ever have been. In the old days of working, prior to the internet, and even a bit into the age of the internet, workers simply wanted a job. Knowing that a certain skill set is needed and there are only so many positions only creates a problem for the company because now the job worker is looking for additional benefits, such as having their lunch taken care of for them, having access to daycare, and similar things. These candidates know that their skills are worth hiring, but that companies are only able to compensate them so much, so they're looking for useful benefits that come into play while they're working. Understanding this, you begin to realize that the candidate will likely be having some questions when it comes to the type of employment offered to them. This means that you will need to answer these questions if you're a hiring manager, and you're not likely to be used to having the candidate interview you and you representing the company in your answers. The situation could actually be resolved with a chatbot. Normally, the benefits are pretty customary but common. They want educational time that's paid so that they continue to stay relevant. Childcare because they may be a single parent or both parents in the household work. And maybe they want a retirement fund. These are common benefits that you can actually see them being common on other job postings. Understanding this, you can have a chat system that will answer basic questions like the benefits that the job comes with, or so that you as an interviewer can focus on simply understanding whether the applicant is worth hiring or not. Save time by removing confusion. The applicant may actually have some questions dealing with company practices or how the process is going to go. You may simply be coming into an interview just to see what the person is like rather than try to get a technical interview that gauges their skill and worth. A candidate doesn't normally know this whenever they go to an interview. They just know that they're having an interview. If you have several applicants that need the same questions answered, you can set up an interview chatbot in a relatively short amount of time that will handle the questions of the developer before this happens. While I may be talking about developers and programmers, it is really only due to relative understanding of this industry. Artificial intelligence is like this for highly skilled positions. There are only so many doctors in the country, and only so many hardware technicians in the country, only so many programmers in the country because there's a limited amount. This happens in every highly skilled job because of how many job openings versus talent are available. Applicants may fit other descriptions. You can also use this time in the chatbot to poke and prod and see if the individual has more than just the skills underneath their belt that you got to see. As I mentioned earlier, the fresh developers are usually experienced individuals who have previously worked in other industries. For instance, if a person is a McDonald's business manager, you now have access to somebody who can handle project management, with a little bit of training, of course. If the person has been in the medical industry and knows how to use medical devices, this could open up a new line of products for you that's associated with what you currently sell. Having artificial intelligence gather extra information on the candidate can happen at once, whereas a hiring manager can only handle one person at a time. This saves a ton of time when it comes to hiring individuals and will often lead to more information than a biased hiring manager will give you. Prepare them for their interview. Not every interview goes the same way. For instance, it is rumored that Google will have 4 interviews and several challenges before they hire a programmer. This is so that they get a full understanding of that programmer and able to adequately prepare an environment for that programmer. Meanwhile, a startup company will likely do a single interview and simply hire whoever looks best based off of that interview. The interview practices vary by business, and so some of the time, inside of an interview is made up of answering questions of what the next iteration of hiring practices your company follows that the candidate will be subject to if they pass that stage. The reason why it's important to let artificial intelligence handle this is because it allows the hiring manager to shrink the number of interviewees that they have to deal with. An applicant that doesn't want to wait 3 to 4 months to be hired at a position wants to know whether this job opportunity is worth the time or not, which can be answered without the need of a hiring manager setting up an interview time. Instead, if you have 50 applicants that will take in half an hour each and you use artificial intelligence to knock out the ones that are not willing to wait the amount of time that the interview process takes, you use the same process to knock out the ones that are not going to be able to sustain their financial situation through the process. You might have shrunken this pool of talent down to 25 applicants, something that will take significant less time to handle.